Hello and welcome to our course. My name is Dimitri, I am .NET developer and network engineer. And this course is going to be about RESTful API. And it is divided in two sections. In the first section, we will create a RESTful API using ASP.NET Core. We will take a look at the best and the common ways of how to create a RESTful API. We will see what an action is, how to create a controller, queries, forum data, forum body, headers, cookies, uploads and downloads, and so on.
Hello and welcome to this video tutorial. In this video tutorial, we will create our project and we'll take a look at the structure of our project, and we will simply click on play and see what it does. So let's go to the file, new, project, and right here we want to select ASP.NET Core web application. If you don't see it in your list, if you cannot find it, well, this probably means that you will have to install it through the Visual Studio installer. Once you have it, or if you have it, simply select this type of project and click on next. On this window, you will have to provide the project name. In my case, it's going to be API examples. I will leave the location the same and the solution name the same. Right click on next, create. On this window, you have to make sure that you are selecting the latest .NET Core framework. In my case, it is 3.1, so I will select that one. You can also see that you can choose from many different templates. You can obviously go with the empty template, API, web application model view controller, and some frameworks. We will start with an API template. Click on create. And this will create a new project for you. So let's take a look at the structure of our project. We do have our dependencies right there. It is a .NET Core project. We have the properties folder with the launch settings.json inside of it, which is the JSON file, and you can configure your launch settings inside of it. Next, we have a controller folder, and inside of this folder we will store and save all of our controllers. Right now we do have one which was created by the Visual Studio, generated for us, and this one is weather forecast controller.cs file. This file goes along with the weather forecast.cs file, which is basically the model. Now this controller will generate some random data for you. It will, as you can see, create a random and generate some date, temperature, and summary using the weather forecast model. We will delete both of those classes, but before we do that, we will click on play. This will launch the web browser for you, and you will see that the URI will be something like HTTP or maybe HTTPS, followed by localhost, port number, and the controller name. And if you navigate to this URL, you will end up with this random generated data for you. That's all what this controller does. It's just some kind of hello world example. So let me stop it from running. And next we will jump to the program.cs file. And this file, well, you usually will not have to add any code to it. What you do need to know is that this class will eventually launch the startup.cs file, which is basically the middleware. If we take a look at the startup.cs file, you will see that this file contains a startup method, and it requires an configuration, the configuration object, which you see right here. Next, this file has two other methods, configure services and the configure. In this class, we will configure our API, and we will do some dependency injection or maybe add some other frameworks. This is the place where all this configuration will happen. So that's it for the structure. We have created our new project, let me simply delete this weather forecast controller.cs file along with the weather forecast.cs. We don't need them. Those two were generated for us as examples, so we don't need them. Let's just delete both of them.
In the second section, we will create the client application and we will make call to the API that we have created in the first section. By the end of this course, you should get a big picture of what a RESTful API is. You will see how to make calls from the client application using the web client, HTTP web request, or HTTP client.
Hi, in this video, we will create our client application, the application that will call our API that we have created. So, and the actions that we are going to call are all the actions from the example controller class. So we have here many different actions, and I think this is going to be a good example to call, since this controller has an action that expects parameter from the query, from the form, from the body, upload and download. So this is going to be a good controller as example. So let's create a client application. What I will do, I will simply add another project to the existing solution. So right click on the solution, add and create a new project. Here I'm going to create a WPF application, .NET Core. You can go with console application if you want. It's actually completely up to you how you want to represent your results, because we are going to call our API will return results, and how do you print them, it's completely up to you. I would like to do it in WPF application. I will simply create one button to call the action and maybe some text box to represent the results. You can go with console application if you want, or anything else. So I choose the WPF application. I will call this project client API. Click on next, and this is going to create a new project for me. Now on my main window form, I will slightly modify it. I will add a stack panel to it, and inside of this stack panel, I will simply add a button and the text box, a button to call the action and a text box to represent the results. So I added a button with content run, added some margin to it, assigned a button click event to it, and then I have also a text box. Again, if you want to create something else, if you want to represent your results in any different way, you can do so. This doesn't really matter. So what I will do, I will navigate to this code behind this button click event, and I will make a call to the client API, to the API example controller class from this method. Right, so next thing that we will have to do is
as tools, we will use Visual Studio 2019, and POSTMAN to test our API. However, you do need a basic knowledge of C# in order to follow this course. If you will have any issues or questions in this course, please reach out to me and I will get back to you as soon as possible, or leave a message in the QA section. Thank you for showing interest. I am very excited to share my knowledge with you.